Mathematicians, here's a brief overview of this DESMOS practice, writing a slope-intercept equation from the graph, just basically looking at a line and being able to write an equation. So our goal here is to get to level 3. Level 3 is I look at this graph, I maybe do some stuff, and without any directions help, I can write an equation. That's not where we're starting. We're starting here on level 1, where it's going to take you step by step through this. So, some useful things. There are 5 links here with terms that are often difficult or misunderstood, or we just don't know yet. So when you run into that, please use these resources. For example, when it says first up with this blue circle, my directions, find a lattice point on the line. If I think to myself, I don't know what a lattice point is, then click on the lattice point definition video. When I do think I know what a lattice point is, I'm going to start. Notice how DESMOS gives you some feedback. So if I carefully read the feedback, I'm going to see, oh, please put it in ordered pair. I haven't done that yet. Maybe I don't know what an ordered pair is. So I'm going to keep reading. It should look something like this. It has open parentheses, an x-coordinate, comma, y-coordinate, close parentheses. And it's super important. Remember to use parentheses. Okay. So I'm just going to put in some random numbers because I'm not quite sure. I need a little review here. And then DESMOS is going to graph what I did. Here it is, that purple point. I can see it's not on the line, so it gives me some feedback. I can figure out why did it put it there. So I might take my pencil here and say, what I'd really like is that point right there. And then I can say, oh, that's going to be -2, 6. So I can fix this, and DESMOS will graph it for me and tell me, great, you did a good job. Now my instructions say, find a second lattice point. Okay. And since I know the definition of lattice point, and if I didn't, I looked it up. And I know the definition of coordinates, and if I didn't, I looked it up. I'm going to say, I want this one here, -1, 0. And it's going to be happy with me. It's going to graph it and say, go on. Now, use those 2 lattice points to find the slope of this line. Pro tip, your line will not be the same line as this one here. So you will have to go find this information. It might help to draw a slope triangle. Remember, that's a triangle that goes between 2 points on the line to help us figure out the slope. What do you do if you don't remember what slope is? You look up the definition. So here I'm going to label 1, change in x is 1, change in y is 6, and I'm headed down. So I could say this is -6. So change in y divided by change in x, -6 divided by 1 is -6. And it's going to say, good job, hit submit. What is the y-intercept of this line? Well, maybe I forgot what a y-intercept is, so I go look at the definition. But if I didn't, I know it's here, where the line crosses the y-axis. And again, I need to enter its coordinates. Okay. And then it'll circle it for me. My last step is here. What is an equation of this line in slope-intercept form? One last time. If you've forgotten what that means, you go up here. Oh, there's an example. There's some definitions, some stuff to look at. What is an equation? I'm going to type y equals. And now I'm noticing that DESMOS has recorded everything I did that hard work to get. So my slope, -6 divided by 1. Maybe you know that could just be -6. If you do, great. X, and then plus -6, my y coordinate of my y-intercept. Or you might also know that I could just put -6. But DESMOS will be happy with this. And at this point, you can get another one by clicking this, clearing the graph and going on. Okay, if you need to go through that again step by step, if you're feeling, hey, maybe I'm able to do this with a little less help, you go on to level 2, where it starts with, what's the slope? Okay. Once you do that, so here, I'm going to run through this. It looks to me like we've got 4 divided by 2 is 2. What's my y-intercept? Ooh, looks like I already used that. Looks like 0, 1 to me. And then the equation. All right, so notice how it went from asking a whole bunch of questions to just asking the 2 most important questions. What's the slope? What's the y-intercept? What's the equation? Again, I could try another one. Or here I am at level 3, where the only question is, what is an equation of this line in slope-intercept form? So our goal here is to get to level 3 so we can look at a graph and answer that question by gathering the information and writing it down without step-by-step instructions.